Ever feel like you're having a bad day, month, year, or maybe even a pretty cruddy life overall? Well, it's not just you. Most everyone has moments where it just seems like the world is pretty much against them. Welcome to Bad News Stories, where we tell you about the pain behind the gain, and sometimes just the pain. This man's work has survived centuries, but few know just how strangely difficult his actual life was. We all know the name Johann Sebastian Bach, the German composer and musician whose genius reshaped the foundation of Western music. Revered by Mozart and Beethoven, studied by scholars and musicians centuries later, his works are considered some of the greatest ever written. He could do it all: violin, flute, viola, cello, oboe, bassoon, horn, a one-man orchestra. His music wasn't just beautiful, it was architectural, spiritual, intricate to the point of mathematical. 1,000 compositions, a legacy that echoes through time. But what's often lost in the glow of genius is the weight of the life that carried it. Bach was born in 1685 in Eisenach, Germany, into a large musical family. Music was in his blood, but stability was not. By the time he was 10 years old, both of his parents had died. He was taken in by his older brother, who raised him, taught him, and introduced him to the organ. That was the beginning of everything, and yet it came from loss. As a teenager, Bach walked over 200 miles on foot just to study with a renowned organist. That kind of determination wasn't rare for him. It was his survival instinct. As he grew older, so did his reputation. He was brilliant, yes, but he was also fiery. Employers found him stubborn and prideful. He refused to bow to authority, insisted on artistic freedom, and didn't play well with those who tried to control him. When he tried to leave a job he found creatively stifling, he was arrested and jailed for nearly a month. Imagine that. One of the greatest composers in history, locked in a cell for wanting more. But that wasn't the end of his trials. In 1720, while away on a trip, he returned home to discover his wife, Maria Barbara, had died and been buried without him even knowing. They had 7 children together. He would go on to marry again and have 13 more. In total, 10 of his 20 children died in childhood. Even for the time, it was a staggering number. The grief was constant, a background hum to his life's music. He drank, he smoked, he worked constantly, often overworked and underpaid. Many of his greatest works were written on tight church deadlines, pushed out not as grand gestures to history, but as weekly assignments. He composed some of the most complex music the world has ever known, not in glory, but in struggle. When his eyesight failed late in life, he underwent multiple eye surgeries, which only made things worse. He died in 1750, mostly blind, not wealthy, and barely recognized beyond his immediate circles. His music, the towering works we now hail as masterpieces, was largely forgotten for nearly a century. It was only later, through the efforts of composers like Mendelssohn, that Bach's genius was rediscovered. Today, his work is immortal. It plays in churches, concert halls, classrooms, even deep space, etched onto the Voyager golden record and sent hurtling beyond our solar system. But in his own lifetime, he was seen as a relic, out of step with the trends of his time. The irony is heavy. A man who gave so much to music, nearly erased by it. And that's why we're here. Because this channel, Bad News Stories, isn't about perfection. It's about the mess, the pain, the unfairness. It's about people who fought through failure, who struggled and stumbled and kept going anyway. We tell these stories not to glorify the suffering, but to show that greatness doesn't come without cost, that even the legends had days they wanted to give up, that behind the masterpieces are human beings who broke down, lost everything, and still found a way to create something eternal. Bach's life was not clean. It was not easy. But maybe that's what made his music so transcendent. Maybe the beauty came from the cracks. And maybe the next time we hear a piece of his, we won't just marvel at the sound. We'll remember the man who made it, and everything he had to survive just to be heard. Remember, if you're having a bad day, week, year, or even decade, don't stress, as you are right in line with some of the greatest who have ever done it. Take a peruse through the Bad News Stories and take heart that the human experience is often wrought with trouble and struggle. Like and follow, and if you know someone having a tough time, forward this to them and let them know they're not alone.